Hey, this is Michelle coming to you with some kitchen inspiration. I'm making an easy one-pot dinner tonight that's really good. It's a Pampered Chef recipe. I believe it's called Taco Mac. If you want to send me a note because you can't find it, let me know and I will send you the recipe link. Or you can just go to my website at any time and look at it. So I have my 5-quart, 11-inch by 3-inch deep skillet on the stovetop here. And I'm browning up a pound of ground beef. And I'm using my mix and chop, which is black in the catalog, okay? Not this old gray and pink one. And I'm going to add a few things to it. So I've got my twist and chop sitting here. And, oops, pull the lid off. And I'm gonna add an onion, which I cut in quarters, and some little peppers. All right, that might be too much food in there. I'll have to see if it works. Because I don't know if you're supposed to put that much in. Notice my lights are not on here, but as soon as I lock the lid, the lights go on. All right, that was 8 seconds. And I have perfectly chopped up peppers and onions, which is exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to put them back into the skillet with the meat. And I picked a spatula that was way too large. Okay. We're going to saute those up in here with that ground beef a little and let them get soft. Just for a few minutes. The recipe actually says to do this the other direction, to cook the peppers and onion first. But I was like, I always cook my meat first. I don't know, it just seems like it makes the most sense to me. Then you don't need to add any oil because you just use whatever comes out of the meat. All right, I'm gonna let that work for a few seconds and prep some of the rest of our ingredients here. Whoops. This is your blade for your twist and chop. The reason that works so good is because it goes around like this, but it also moves up and down while it's working. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get a couple other ingredients prepped. We need a can of black beans. So grab my smooth edge can opener, pop that on the top of the can. If it grabs it like this, then it's gonna be ready to work. Just keep turning it till it clicks. Oh, there we go, that was the click. I usually turn it 2 more times just so it goes over the hump. It should still be holding onto your can, okay? Then if you turn the other way, it'll let go for you. And then you're gonna use this little bird beak right here and this thumb piece, which works the bird beak. Line it up on your lid and it'll peel your lid right off for you. All right, I'm gonna drain these. They don't need to be perfectly drained. You don't need to rinse them or anything. Just kind of drain most of the liquid out. Okay. Now this can has the other kind of lid, right? So this little hook here that looks like a J, that's what that's for. Just put it underneath like this and it'll pull it right back for you. Whoops, and you can drop your stuff all over the floor. And I got tomato sauce all over the floor right at my feet. I'm gonna clean that up real fast so I don't end up tracking it all over the kitchen. Okay. All right, I'm gonna stir this peppers and onions a little bit. Okay, now, so this is where the magic comes with this recipe. So I'm going to use, first of all, I absolutely love this seasoning, our everything taco seasoning. It's so, so good. And this is one of our adjustable measuring spoons. They come in a set of 2. This is the tablespoon one. It goes 1 teaspoon, 1.5 teaspoons, 2 teaspoons, 2.5 teaspoons, and a tablespoon. And they pop apart like this, and you can drop them right in the dishwasher, okay? So we want a tablespoon of this seasoning in our recipe here. I'm gonna use more for the topping, so I'm gonna leave that off to the side. All right, now I'm gonna start adding liquids to this. Okay, so the magic part of this recipe is that everything goes in one pot. There's a cup of milk, a can of black beans, a can of tomato sauce. This is a big can, okay? 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, okay? And then we're gonna put in 2.5 cups of beef broth. Didn't think that was going to be enough. Good thing I have another container. I'm going to turn this temperature on this up because I want it to start boiling this liquid, okay? All right, 2.5 cups of beef broth. That's 2 cups. And 1/2 cup. Okay, so we're gonna let that start boiling. And then the next step is to add 1/2 box of pasta, okay? 8 ounces. So as soon as this boils up a little bit, we're going to put the pasta in. I'm going to put that aside for a minute or two because that is not quite ready. And we're going to do the toppings. There's 2 toppings that go on here. Oh, I forgot to turn the oven on. Let me turn the oven on. The oven needs to go on at 400 degrees. All right, oven's on. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make our toppings. So one topping, you're supposed to use tortilla chips, and I didn't pre-think about this recipe, so I didn't go buy ingredients. So I have a little bit of Doritos left in my closet, so we're just gonna use those. So I crunched them up in the bag so they were nice and small. I just want to give it a little texture to the top of this recipe, okay? So we're going to use that, and then I'm going to grate some cheddar cheese. Oh, good. Our mixture over here is getting ready to boil, starting to simmer. We want it to kind of be on a full boil, so we're going to leave it for a few more seconds. Sorry, I'm making a giant mess here today for some reason. Luckily, I'm the one who cleans it up, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we're gonna put in about 1 cup of cheddar, okay? So this is my old Pampered Chef cheese grater. We have the best cheese graters. They work so good. They're so much more effective than anything else out on the market. And look how fast I can grate cheese. Even with this cheese grater that's 20 years old. You know, a new one's gonna be even better because it's gonna have sharper blades. But even this 20-year-old one works so good. Okay, we're gonna mix that in with the Doritos. And we're gonna put, that's gonna go on the top once the pasta has cooked completely. So now we're gonna take the pasta. Remember I said we're not putting a whole pound of pasta in here. We're putting 1/2 pound of pasta in. Let me give this a little stir before we add anything. I don't use much boxed pasta anymore because I make my own with our Pampered Chef pasta maker. But for a recipe like this, boxed pasta is perfect. Especially on a weeknight when I'm busy. Okay, so we're just gonna mix this in. This turns into a lot of food, okay? This will easily feed a family of 6. Just gonna put that in there. We're gonna let it start working. We're gonna give it a stir once in a while. And the pasta's gonna cook right in the pan. It takes about 10 minutes. So when I see that my pasta looks soft, I'm gonna give it a quick taste. If all the liquid goes and the pasta's not soft enough, you can add some more beef broth, okay? Because, you know, that 8 ounces is not an exact science, right? So we can add more beef broth if we need to. All right. So then when that is done, I'm going to take this mixture of the corn chips and the cheddar cheese, and I'm going to sprinkle it evenly over the top. And then I'm going to put it in the oven at 400 degrees and let it bake for a couple minutes just to get this like cheese melted and this nice crunchy topping, okay? Then I'm gonna pull it out, put it right on the table, the whole skillet right on the table, and put the last topping in. I need to turn that down a little bit because now it's boiling away like I want it to. And then we're going to do one more mixture. Actually, I'm gonna get, I was using my big mixing scraper. It's an old one that's red from years and years ago. And I'm gonna use my little tiny one now too. Oh, I need to go over here. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab about a half a package of sour cream, okay? So about 8 ounces or 1 cup of sour cream. Put that in a bowl here. Another tablespoon of the everything but the taco seasoning. I'm gonna have to buy some more of that because I'm low. This is nice. If your kids like tacos, but you have trouble getting them to eat veggies, get some everything but the taco seasoning. You can mix it with cauliflower or broccoli. They'll eat it because it tastes like tacos. Also works just as well with our everything but the pizza seasoning. You can also make your broccoli taste like pizza. So, you know, any way we can get veggies into those kids is a win, right? I'm going to put just a little drop of milk in there, about a tablespoon, just to loosen it up a little. And then I'm just going to give this a stir and let these flavors combine while the rest of the thing is cooking. And this will be a topping after it comes out of the oven and my cheese is melted. Then you kind of drizzle this over the top, okay? And it's just another texture for you, okay? So it's a really nice recipe. It's delicious. I'm not a huge casserole person. I kind of like my food separated. There's certain things I like. Mexican casseroles and Italian casseroles, you know, lasagna. And Mexican lasagna, these kinds of things are the only kind of casseroles that I really like. This is a very, very good one. All right, so if you need this recipe, go on to my website. You can type in taco mac and it should pop up because it is a Pampered Chef recipe. So if you liked this recipe, you want to save it for future use and watch it again, make sure you hit share. And then it'll go into your timeline for saving. And also so that your friends can see it if they would like this recipe also. It's a great family-friendly recipe if you've got kids. Or if you're just adults like us, we like it too. And I mean, the black beans are there, but if you want to hide the black beans, use navy beans because they wind up being the same color as the pasta. If your kids are averse to beans, you could kind of swap out navy beans or pintos that will hide, you know, more easily in your pasta. Okay, make sure you follow me on Michelle's Kitchen Inspiration on Facebook and Instagram, and especially on YouTube because that's where the library of all the previous videos are. Thanks so much. Have a great evening.